Good evening folks and welcome. I did say tape recorders, and yes, it's definitely tape recorders. Get a couple of tape recorders out of the way, but I think I've got a couple left to look at, I'm not sure. I know there's at least one more. This is a bit grubby. This is a Grundig TK144. This is my own tape recorder. And this can do, this has got a track selection button on here. It can do, you can either play track 1 and 2 or track 3 and 4 and D. I don't know what D does. Anyway, me and Steve plugged this in a few months ago when I first got it, because I've had this tape recorder knocking about for a few months. But what we'll do, we'll start by removing the head cover if we can. There we go. And put that out of the way. And what we'll do, we'll thread up a tape and we'll see what this machine actually does in the way of doing anything meaningful. Yeah, we're to be perfectly honest with you folks, I'm not a big lover of these Grundig machines. They're good. Oh, we've got a light down there. That's the light for the VU. Oh, it's there. It's the light for the VU meter. It ain't very bright. We've got the belt running. We've got the capstans running, so the belt's okay on the capstan. You can see the belt. So this is, I think that mutes the speaker, that, you know, when you move that click to there, it's got a speaker symbol. I think it mutes the speaker. That's obviously on off. So what we'll do now, we'll go to pause, then we'll go to start. It's quiet. Is the counter working? No. So fast forward, yeah, it's good and strong. I'm going to take it apart and give it a service anyway, for the hell of it, but it appears to be working. How disappointing. Rewind. Yeah. Yeah, and that cuts off the internal speaker. Let's get into some singing so we can see what it sounds like. Rewind the tape to get it off the machine. Well, how about that then folks, this one's actually working. It works. How disappointing, how horrible. That's hateful. I thought I was going to have to do sort of repair. I will do a service on it though. Ah. Right. Yeah, these buttons are for selecting the track. That's 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and that one's double. So that's what them buttons are for. Right. There's a funny smell, but it's dust. And no, I haven't farted. It's dust. You can smell dust. So I will give it a service, obviously. When I can work out how the foot you get the frigging knob off. I think you just... yeah, you just pull it up. Pull up on it, yeah. Right. And these are more, this is a more modern machine. It has Phillips, or if you like, Posi drive. And they're fucking long ones, I know. Alright, I remember this having a squeak on it, so I'm going to lubricate it anyway, but it does need a service. But I'm not taking anything off that doesn't have to come off, because they're a bastard, these Grundigs. So I'm not taking anything, I'm not doing anything I don't have to do. That's not going to happen. I didn't get a lid for this either. I wouldn't mind getting a lid for it, to be honest. And a new top, because the top's a bit fucked round here. But this is a brilliant tape recorder by the sound of it. And as I say, this is one of my own personal tape recorders. I'm not really a tape recorder man, but I mean, I have a grey area on tape recorders, but I'm getting over it. You know? Right, does that screw there have to come out? I do not know. I would have thought so. It's... yes, it does. Yeah, it does. Thought it had to. Right, so that's all that out. Right, let's see what we've got. That's for the VU meter. Right, so what have we got here? Well, we've definitely got valves, we've got cobwebs, we've got dead spiders, you name it, folks. This tape recorder's got it. Nice and easy to get to controls to clean them. It's front mounted speaker. Somebody's put tape around that there for whatever fucking reason. I'm going to leave it because it works. And this is your capstan belt here. I'll tell you what, you know, I don't relish the thought of taking all this off. I don't know whether to change that belt, you know. I mean... you know, it's, yeah, what's going to go everywhere when I take this fucking belt off? That there, little pressure pad thing. This needs a clean, although the winding is good on it. It all still needs a clean. There's another belt under there, which runs the table. Yeah, I'm going to have to give it a go. I'm going to have to... yeah, this is a fairly recent machine, this as well. It's got a power... it's got a modern power cord on it. Whether that was put there at factory, I don't know, but it's got a modern power cord on it. Don't know. But that's good, isn't it? The board moves when you press the play and record button. That's good, the board moves with it. I mean, it's still good. I mean, it might be held in by the edge anyway. Do the top of that. But yeah, this is going to get a service, but not at the moment. I want to have a brew and a fag. I have a brew and a fag, and I think to get into the bottom, I think to work on this, you have to get in through the bottom. You have to go in through the bottom. Yeah. There are your brakes there. Not sure about construction of this, whether it all falls apart when you pull it apart, or you know, I don't know. I'd like to change the belts, but given that there's plenty of tension in them, I'm not going to, so you're not going to find out. I'm going to examine them. There's plenty of tension in the belts, so I'm not going to change them. I'm going to clean them. But I'm not going to change them because I'm not pulling all this unless I absolutely have to, and I don't have to, so I ain't. I'm going to clean all the tape transport. I'm going to lubricate everything that needs lubricating, everything I can get to that needs lubricating. I might have to go underneath to get the tables out to lubricate the table spindles and stuff. But yeah, right. Join me in part 2. That's if there is a part 2. I might do it all in one go, you never know. Hey folks, and welcome back. Now what we want to do here, we want to get our little bottle of oil, and we need to lubricate this machine. Right, so I'll move the super glue out of the way because I don't need that. Now let's see if the bottom comes off, because we might have to do some lubricating on the bottom. I don't think the bottom does come off. What's in here? There we go. Right. I always like to look in the bottom because you never know what you find. You sometimes find a microphone in there or something, but there's not in there today. Yeah, I think the bottom does come off, doesn't it? I think there's... Right, that's it. Yeah, the bottom does come off. They've used ordinary flat screws for the bottom and Phillips screws for the top. Yeah, weird. So we'll take the bottom off. Get them two out. They don't want to come out. Well, that one's not quite out. and that one use right. There we go. Now, let's cut this tape off this wire. In fact, I might be able to pull it off. Now I'm going to cut it carefully. There we go. Whoa! Now all my screws have just flew out. That's good. All my screws have just gone flying. There's one. The one's out the back shouldn't have done, but they have. And there's a broken tape belt. That's probably off the counter. It's off here and goes to somewhere else, and that's seized. So bet that plug won't fit through that hole. So I've only dropped one screw because I've got 3 of them here, so there's only one dropped on the floor. Find that after. Will the plug come through? You know, it's really the only problem with this big plug that we have here in the UK. They don't really make the holes big enough for it to come through. Right, well what I'll do, didn't really want to, but I'll take the plug off. Does that come out of that? And yeah, it does. So I don't lose it. Well, that's nice to see. It's actually got a 3 amp fuse in it. And it's wired correctly. Top mark, well, near enough. Top marks for putting a 3 amp fuse in anyway. Normally you find a piece of silver paper or a 13 amp in there. But I want to wire the plug up properly anyway. I'm not happy with the way it's done, but oops. It's nice to see we've got the correct value fuse in the plug. I was watching that V Westlife last night, reviewing a record player, and he called our plug big and ugly. Yeah, might well be, but the thing is we've got the safest plug in the world. think we're the only country that have a fuse in our plug. Say one thing about this country. Well, say what you like about it, but at least we've got, when it comes to regulations, we've probably got some of the best electrical regulations in the world. Given that, right, right, so that belt has come off there for the take counter, and that's the drive there, and it's seized. Yeah, it's supposed to be driven by that, and it's seized. So I'll say it is. Might be just the brakes on. Let me just check. Oh, it's not seized the brakes on. Right, so we need to find another belt for the take counter. It's actually quite well made, this. It's a nice tape recorder, but we've got some transistors in here, an audio output valve, we've got another valve here, that'll be an ECC83, you can bet your bottom dollar on that. We've also got a fuse in the power supply, nice to see. I'll turn the machine round and you can have a better look at it, folks. It's actually quite a nice machine. It's not got many electrolytic caps in it either, so I might even do a cap job on it. I might even do a recap on it because there's not many electrolytics in it. So might even do that. But that's the inside, and all you've got really is that circuit board there. Right. So we need to find a belt to work on the counter, which to go straight across. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. Let's find something that'll go across. That one there'll probably do it. Yeah, that was the original, which is snapped. And let's see how big the original was compared to what I've just put in. I mean, I could probably super glue that together and get away with it, because let's see how big the original was compared to the one I'm putting in. No, I'm not going to use that. I'll go a bit smaller, I'll go a bit bigger, because I've got belts, so I can go a bit bigger, so we can do that. So right, you might well be witnessing here the end of a good tape recorder, because it's going to get serviced, and I'm not really a man on tape recorders. And what I'll do to keep the power lead out of the way, there we are, and that'll keep the power lead out of the way. There we go. And there. What's that lump under there? Probably the motor. Yeah, it is. It's the motor. Right. Let's see what the voltage of this main smoother here is. 350, 385. Yeah, I've got capacitor 350 to 385 volts. And it's two capacitors at 50 microfarad. So yeah, I've got those. So I can replace them. So at least we can do the smoother, and we can give everything a good clean. Now, but before we even do that, let's right. Because it does need lubricating, so no matter what I do, whoa, fucking hell. Wow, slacken these off. Bearing in mind I'm not using a manual because I ain't bloody got one, but I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get it all back together again. But I've got to get under there to lubricate everything, so because there is a squeak coming from this after a bit. It doesn't straight away, but after it's been on for a bit it makes a squeak, an horrible squeal, so we've got to get into it anyway. It's got to be done. I'm not going to undo anything I don't have to, but you have to undo all these. That's the only thing with Grundigs. You can't really you can't do the belts without taking them apart. So if you're not really well endowed in tape recorders, I wouldn't do it. But saying that, I'm not that well endowed with tape recorders either, but you know, if I do it now, then you can learn from it. So this is the part I'm not looking forward to. Let's get this under here. There we are. And the whole lot falls to bits. There we are. Look at that. The whole lot falls to bits. But the problem is, you've got to do this to get it apart. Right, so take that out. Let's have a look and see. Let's lift this out. Leave that where it is. That's the brakes. Leave them where they are for a minute. Take the belt off. Take the other belt off that runs under there. Take the capstan out. Right. Take the belt out for checking. Take this other belt out. If I can fucking get it out. Oh yeah. Take that one out. And that needs to be replaced. It's frayed. Right. Now what I need to do next is undo this. Get this fucking daft fucking gardening fucking wire shit off it. You're just putting down around gardening canes. Get this fucking crap off, and I might have to take the head block off. But for now, there we go, that's got that undone. Let's get that out. Might have to take all this lot off, but I'm hoping I can avoid that. Right, let's lift this off here. There we are. This is the meter, just held on by a couple of springs. It just pulls off, along with the light. Let's pull that out of there. Should just jiggle out. That bulb's looking a bit black, so we'll replace him. We'll find out what voltage he is, and we'll see if we've got a new bulb. There we go. Now I can move that out of the way. Right. Now let's get something to put some IPA in. Right, wipe this pot out if I can. There's all sorts of shit in it that'll do. Right, get the IPA. Right, I'm probably going to regret taking this fucking thing apart, but it has to be done. Probably going to regret doing it, but we need to do it. Has to be clean. And it's a good tape recorder, or at least it was. So I took it apart. Don't know whether it's going to be a good tape recorder after I take it apart. Now I need to find me fucking... Where's me fucking pads? I'm running out of them. I'm going to have to buy some more. Oops, there we go. And I could do with tidying the bench. Right. There we go. Get a few of these out. Clean all this around here. I mean, there will be a way of putting all this back together. As of this point, I'm not sure how that's done, because it sort of like just comes apart. I didn't think all this would fall apart when I did that. When I lifted all this, I expected all that to stay in one place really, but clean all this grease and goo up from around here. And where there is grease and goo, I'll be putting a bit in, because obviously there's some supposed to be there. There we go. No, I don't know whether I want to lift that out. I mean, that's on a spring under there, and I wonder if this just lifts out. I do not know. Right, let's get another clean cotton bud pad, makeup pad, whatever you want to call them. Clean all this crap off. Doesn't matter if any IPA gets into there, because it'll evaporate by the time I come to lube everything back up. But there we go. Clean all this crap off, that's it. Oh, and a bit of that went into a cut on my finger and it hurts. Right, so clean this here. You always know where to put the grease because it basically shows you. Because, right, can I take that off there? If I can take that off there, I know it goes on there, it's no problem. Right, now I can lift this up. I can lift that off there, put it there. That makes things a bit easier for me. Might be a couple of parts this actually. But make sure we get all the crap off. And give it all a good clean. There we go. So what I'll do now, I'll put that back there. Get another one. And let's have a look at this rubber. That looks a bit, it's still pliable, but it's cracked. So yeah, it's still pliable, but it's cracked. So what I might do is see what I can do about that. I might have a flat belt that's the same diameter and the same size and put it round it. Get round it that way. Right, well that's clean anyway, so we're alright with that. Clean the capstan. So I'm going to clean everything that's on the outside now. Ready for it going back together. And that capstan's nice and shiny actually, that's not bad. Don't think it's seen a lot of use, this tape recorder. Certainly not seen much bad weather anyway. The capstan's lovely and shiny still. Yeah, lovely. Right, now take the tables out if they'll come out. If they don't, there we are, they do. Lift this up out of the way. And that should come out from there. And lift that spring off. Right. Right. They're them funny circlips, I'm not taking them off. This is all decent anyway. There's a, yeah, we're alright there. We'll just drop a bit of sewing machine oil down there. Go. Do the other one. This one should lift out the same. Lift it off there. Lift it out of there. springs just flew off, so we want to pick that back up. The pliers, just put it in the back there for now. Alright, this is a slightly different one, but as you can see, look at that. Bit of oil in the bearing there. There we go. Give that a whiz round. And that's right. Yeah. Right, that's that. So, there we go. This goes back onto there. Get the right end. I suppose it matters. That end there, and I've got a feeling I might have to take the table off to get the fucking thing on. I hope I don't, it could be a right pain in the ass. Right, might have to actually, because getting into there with that is going to be a real problem. No pun intended. It came off, so I should be able to get it back in, but it just hooks on there. Very, very crudely made. That's it. Very crudely made. Because that goes back and that goes into there. And this here goes onto that. Yeah, that goes onto that. Alright. But the trouble is, it don't stay fucking down there. I've got a feeling that that goes down there like that. And that doesn't lie flat. That slips into there and it goes to there. And then when this moves, it lifts off, and that spring is supposed to stay on. So that either goes there or it goes there, but for now I'm going to put it there and I can move it if I have to. And that fits back into there. at least that fits into there. Oops. I think you're supposed to put these back together with the tables removed. That goes into there like so, but I think that goes there. I think you're supposed to do this with the tables removed, you know, but the table doesn't go in there. Right, the springs come off. I think you're supposed to do it with the tables removed, but it's got those fucking daft fucking circlips on, horrible ones. I might have to tap that off with the hammer, get the clip off. It's got those clips that just slide on and they're bastards. Let's try it once more. I'll tell you what, instead of struggling, let's take the tables off. Because you can actually just tap them, because they've got the circlips on, they're not in a groove, they just push on. So if I just give it a gentle tap, see what I mean? See what I mean? It's moving up and down now. So you just that needs to be all put back together, that's no problem, make sure I don't lose those spacer things. Let's put it on my knee. There we go. Right. There we go, that's the clip off. Make sure I don't lose the bloody thing. Let's put that with that. Take the washer off. Got a little plastic washer. I know you're not going to be able to see everything I do. I'm hoping that when I pull this out, the fucking axle doesn't fall out, the middle doesn't come out or anything. No, we're okay. So what I'll do now, I'll put them inside there. Now, putting the fucking thing back together should be fucking straightforward. That hooks onto there, that hooks onto there. That's a lot fucking simpler, so yeah, you do have to have the tables off to reassemble it. Table goes down there. But what I don't understand, that's supposed to fit into there, I'm sure it is, but I could be wrong. Yeah, that goes there, and then that goes into there like that. And that fits into there, like so. And I think this other one goes into there, and that comes off, it's not supposed to come off. So we're going to leave that one there for now. then that table isn't that close together there, so pretty sure that's where it goes though. That's where I'm putting it for now. Yeah, because there's the centre there, and you've got all the room at the back. So yeah, I'd say that's about right. I would say that's about right. Now, that motor feels like it could do with a drink. So get a bit of oil down. There we go. There we go. Right. Now, let's get the brush and start giving it some lubricant. Right. Bit on there. Bit around there because I've got a feeling it's going to need it. Remove that isopropyl alum in it. There we go. There's a bit there. Right. We have another spring that goes here. At least that's what it looks like. Let's move that a minute. Let's lubricate this mechanism here. Put a little spot in places where there was some for things to move about. There's a bit there because that goes there. So right, because this that went through there. That goes through there. Like that. I knew that went down there. Right. Get a bit of grease down here, a bit around there. Right. Let's get a bit of oil down there for the bearing, for the capstan. That's it. Right. And the capstan sits in there. That's it. Right. Yeah, I'm right, that goes in the far one, because there's one on this side as well. Goes in the far one. Yeah, that's right. Right. It always helps, folks, to leave one side as complete as possible. That way, when you come to do the assembly, you don't end up right. Just clean a bit of that off there. We don't want it on the tables. There we go. Now we've got this other table to put in. Do I have the ability to put this in without it coming off? Don't even know. There's three. You got a choice of three here. This was designed for what do you call it as well? This was designed for and this was designed for hand wired use as well, because there's a hole there for controls there and a hole there for a smoothing capacitor. So this was actually designed to do for a different model, if that model was ever produced. Now I don't think anything went on that hook there, because I've not lost a spring or anything. Right. Right. Tell you what. You thought I was brave doing that one of Steve's. I'm not sure which one of these this goes on. So I'm going to put it on the middle one if I can get it on. There we are. Now I've now gone and lost my brush. There it is. Now before I commit to going any further, I want to look at these parts here. They need to be cleaned and lubricated. I need to try and remember where these parts went. Might have to review my video. Right, we've got, put that one there for a minute. We've got the idler wheel here, which goes up here. This big spring went onto here. Yeah, that went onto there. Let's just take the capstan out again for a minute. Right. And this went on this side, didn't it? Yeah, this went on this side because that side deals with the rewind. Yeah. Right, and this, where the fuck did this spring hook on? That's the question. It might have hooked onto, no, it couldn't have hooked onto under here. Now when I find out where this fucking part here slides in, which I think it's here, no it's not there, it's there. That goes there. That goes there so it can, because it can pull across. So I mean it goes there so it can pull across. And this spring, if I move this unit out of the way, this spring Well, it looks as though it could go there, but it didn't. So let's leave that for a minute. And we'll come back. Now we've got this here. I need to try and work out where this fucker went. So basically what you're doing really, you're looking for cutouts in the chassis for where things could go. But saying that, that went into the, see, that could have gone into here somewhere. Didn't go into there, but it could have gone into somewhere like that and moved across. Let's have a look. It could have gone into somewhere like that, but I don't think it did. I might have to cross-reference my video. So that's in the right place there. That's definitely where that went. And that's right there. It's just this really. But I think this went here. No, it didn't. Let's put this table in, because then I can, right, the table goes there. So that goes there. The other table's there. The brakes are there, either side, that's done. I'm going to have to look at my video to see where this piece actually goes, because to be perfectly fucking honest, I can't remember where. And we've got a spring there, and I've got a feeling I'd like to know where that fucking spring goes. I've got a feeling that spring goes on here somewhere. But I can't remember where this piece goes. I can remember where the rest of it goes. Just can't remember where this piece goes. I'm gonna have to check my video, folks. I'm gonna have to work it out, I'm afraid. Right. So that's right. All this here is right. This didn't even come out. And that's right, because that didn't come out. That's right, it goes there. Right. It's just this. Didn't go in there, so it didn't go in there. I'm going to have to cross-reference my video, folks, because I can't fucking remember where that went, and I need to know, so go and have a fag and cross-reference. Move that, because this is your rewind here. Let's lift that out a minute. Right, that's your rewind there. Right, so I need to work out. Oh, fucking arse is hurting. You get arseache after a bit sitting on here. Right, so that's right, that feeds through there, and that operates your rewind. So let me lift this out. So let me push that. Right, so let me lift that out. And then this thing's here. Right, so that has to go into there. So that has to go into there. Right, so that it either goes into there or it goes round the outside of it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to push it to the far extreme and try it on the outside. If I can get the fucking thing back in there again, which is right. Right, so that's pulling that way, and then that goes into that way, that goes to rewind, and that comes off. And that's how it works. So that was what it was. I'd had that wrong. Right. Where's my fucking remote gone? I bet it's under 6 foot fucking IPA. No, it's in the luckily it wouldn't damage it anyway. But brew time, folks. Brew time.